At age 29, Malalai Joya is the youngest member of the Afghan Parliament. She was elected in September 2005, receiving the second most votes in Farah province. She's gained international recognition for speaking out against corruption in Afghanistan and has been the target of numerous death threats. On May 22, 2007, she was suspended from Parliament for her criticism of warlords in the central government. Senior news editor Paul J. recently spoke to Malalai Joya in our studio.
Malalai, when I was in Afghanistan in the spring of 2002 making a film, people were optimistic. I would say I heard two things. One, people were overjoyed that the Taliban was gone, and they were hopeful for some change. But if I heard one thing more than anything else, is that if the US and the Western troops are serious, then the first thing they'll do is disarm the warlords. What's happened since then? Because I don't think I would even have the courage to go make a film in Afghanistan now. It's become so dangerous.
The feeling of our people when the domination of Taliban has been destroyed was same when when Russia attacked Afghanistan and they become failed and Mujahideen come in power. People were so happy. Maybe these Mujahideen means that the leader of different parties that they come in power, maybe they will bring first of all security, then democracy, women's rights, these values in our country. But unfortunately, these groups of party that our people are saying they are not real Mujahideen, they are fundamentalist Mujahideen, and the foundation of these about 7-8 parties was in the pocket of CIA and ISI. That's why every one of them, because of power, they started fighting against each other. It was the time from 92 to 96 that alone in Kabul they killed 65,000 innocent people, and they did many violences against women's rights, human rights, anyway, same crimes like Taliban. And this was the time that our people, they become hopeless. And after that, the same feeling that I said after the domination of Taliban, our people, they were so hopeful that maybe after the domination of Taliban, good people will come in power, democratic-minded people will come in power. At least the government of people will be for people.
When we look at media reports in North America about Afghanistan, the basic story we hear is a struggling democracy besieged by these extremist Taliban, Canadian, American troops fighting to defend this democratic government. That's kind of the narrative. What do you make of the media coverage that North Americans are hearing?
This is the policy of the US, that they want to put dust on the eyes of the people around the world to deceive them that it's good to troops to be in Afghanistan, to go there for liberating Afghan people like this. But unfortunately, they not only they didn't bring security, even they sacrificed our security. The CBC report should be a clear example that they are saying we did survey in Afghanistan, that people, or most of them are saying the foreign troops will be in Afghanistan, it's good. But I want to ask, first of all, I want to say that this survey didn't conduct it all over Afghanistan. Why? Because today the government of Karzai have no control outside of Kabul. In the faraway provinces, I'm sure that these people who did survey, they cannot go today.
People in the south around Kandahar and such, I hear they, on the whole, in majority, probably do now want foreign troops to leave. But in Kabul, is it not a much more complicated situation? Do they want foreign troops out, the people of Kabul?
This is the policy of the US. As I told you, they want to deceive people around the world. For example, there a little bit security that, and also in another hand, some women and girls, they have access to job and education, and many examples like this. But in the faraway provinces, the situation is getting worse and worse, especially security, how much important for our people. Today, our people, they are between two powerful enemies. They are like sandwich between, on one side, these North alliance who are mentally same like Taliban, and they come in power because of the own strategy policy of US. In another hand, from this opportunity that people do not support this corrupt warlord, drag lord government, so Taliban, these fascist people also day by day they become powerful. And today they in the faraway provinces, not only Taliban, for example in the north of Afghanistan there is no Talib. The Abdul Rashid Dostum, one of the wanted criminal, by even announced by Human Rights Watch, recently. He has own government and do not obey the government. Government means inside of government. They have their own personal jails, like same other fundamentalists like Sayaf, like Rabbani, and this list can be prolonged. These North Alliance who today control Afghanistan. That's why we are saying they are more risky than Taliban. They are in power. So our people, they are the victim. If foreign troops leave out Afghanistan, civil war will start in Afghanistan. But if these foreign troops will be in Afghanistan and continue the strong policy of the US, which is mockery of democracy and mockery of war on terror, today, every day for Afghan people is 11 September. Tomorrow, another 11 September will happen in the world. That's why we are saying let's to choose another alternative that to at least to make less the happening, to minimize the happening of the civil war.
What should Canadians say to their government? What should the Americans say to their government? What do you think Afghans want from people outside Afghanistan?
Yeah, you know, as I know Afghan people, they want liberation. They don't accept occupation. As I said earlier briefly about the history of our country, and our history showed they don't accept occupation. If US and its allies continue this wrong policy, one day I'm sure they will face with the resistance of our people.
What can people here do to help your work?
I'm a person, first of all.
And I mean your work as a parliamentarian, even if they threw you out, you're still a parliamentarian. Yeah, what can people do to help your work and people like you?
This is, of course, this act of the parliament is completely an illegal act, anti-freedom of speech. When they are making amnesty, but criminals, they forgive themselves. Of course, it's easy for them to, today they expelled me, tomorrow they will expel another Democrat MP if I stand up against them. Anyway, for me, this is not the first time they suspend me. From the beginning of Parliament, they suspend me. Why? Because every time when I want to talk, they turn off microphone. Just for telling the truth, they threat me to death. Even Sayaf himself once in Parliament said, beat her a few times with knife, after that she will know who are Mujahideen. And they control Afghanistan. Some of them are MPs, some of them are minister, governor, ambassadors, commanders, and they control Afghanistan, and our people, they are like hostage in the hands of them.